Okay. And we are live. So, welcome back to Blueprints. Yesterday we finally made our way into the inner sanctum using a couple of keys we managed to get. All in one run, by the way. It was quite fun. And in the inner sanctum, it seems the next puzzle requires us to actually fully understand or note down the sigils of many nations. So we have our task ahead of us for the main story, I guess. I'm guessing the inner sanctum is related to the main story in some way. Anyway, I'm thinking of what we're going to be doing today. Well, apart from looking for sigils, we still have the same things to look out for than yesterday. Try out some dates on safes. Try and figure out what the puzzles of the offices with the queen and the barons and stuff. I want to try and get some books by buying them at the bookstore. And I want to get the freezer next to the boiler, the lab powered by the pump by the boiler room. And also we saw that in the corner there's like a power line. So maybe if I can get the power of the boiler room to the corner of the manor, that might do something on the outside. We'll see. Anyway, let's begin. Boop. So, we should be on day 50. On day 49 it was Christmas. Yay. Boop, boop. Boop, boop. Boop, boop. Let me just reconnect my headset, which is currently disconnected. There we go. Let's get started. So we have many. Oh, we have two keys. How come? Oh, probably from the yesterday's clock room tower. Maybe. Oh well, let's begin. What do we get? Parlor for some gems. Kitchen, drawing room, library. Ooh, library. If I can draw the bookstore, that'd be good. Securities, storeroom, then. I get the storeroom. Let's see if I can draw the bookstore. Come on, bookstore. Bookshop. Good. Now we need money. How can I get money? Let's see what we get on the outside. I want to get 50 bucks to buy the original history of Orindia. Orinda. I don't know which one's which. My best bet is to get the tomb, which makes money for every dead end. Hovel, tomb, well, the tomb. Money for every dead end. So now we need to get some dead ends, but without blocking ourselves completely. And how can I do that? Which rooms have more dead ends? You know what? Bedrooms have more dead ends, I think. So we're gonna do a bunch. We're gonna try and get a bunch of openings. Try and get a bunch of openings, then put a bunch of bedrooms down. So we can have a bunch of dead ends for lots of monies. Both of these statements are false. The statement on the white box is false. The gems are in the blue box. The gems are not in the black box. So I said that this is true. The statement can be false, false. So the statement on the white box is true. The gems are in the blue box. So this will be true, this will be true, this will be false. The gems are in the black box. Okay, never mind. So if this is false, all these statements are true. The statement on the white box is false. The gems are not in the blue box. So this is false, this is false, this is true. The gems are not in the black box. So if they're not in the blue box and they're not in the black box, they're in the white box. Huzzah. So hey doggy, he's here now. Doggo. That's a decent cloister position, I guess. Decent enough. You know, I could get a bunch of luck. I could try and go for a bunch of luck with the green room buff and get a bunch of money that way. Den, West Wing Hall, the den. Can I get a dead end here? Bunk room, utility closet, boudoir. I get the utility closet. Now we just need a security room. I'm surprised I didn't get a green room since we have the green room buff. Oh well. We're aiming to get 50 bucks so we can buy the original History of Orinthia uncensored version. Let's go. Come on, green room. Courtyard. Get luck here. Come on, green room. Aquarium. Boom. More luck. Means more stuff. Solarium, terrace. The terrace. Okay, next, the courtyard might have a shovel in there. So I can start digging. It does. Yay. Digging time. I want to get some money. Now we need a commissionary so I can spend some money to maybe get a metal detector or something? No. We're gonna be saving our money for the bookstore. Old tin can. Indoor nursery. Wine cellar. I mean, it's a dead end, so I get more money. Sure. Ooh. I can make a super shovel if I get a workshop. Nothing was buried here. That's the last potential entrance. Come on, something good. That's decent, I guess. Ooh, I can open that. Does it have money? Money, come on, money, come on. Yay! And some reroll dices. Amazing. We're gonna get to 50 bucks, I think. I think with the tomb, we have what we need. I'll go for the observatory. The chapel? Nah, the observatory. One more star. Everything's 50% off. Dead-end rooms are more common today. Ooh, amazing. What about these 3 stars here? Bookshop is 50% off. Okay, so maybe we can buy 2 expensive books if we make lots of monies. Especially all the dead ends we're hopefully gonna get. Okay, okay, can I get something that has like more potential? Yeah, the patio. Patio, whatever. Come on, money. Come on, money. Hopefully these books will have clues for us. Monies. Secret passage. I'll try and make a secret passage into a good corridor. East Wing Hall. That's decent. Keep it up. The vault, 40 bucks. That's good. And I could have gotten the code check. Come on, code check. Come on, code check. Come on, code check. Come on, code check. So I can get a key. Rotunda, that's basically a 4. Oh, I don't have the gems. Come on, code check. You can get another vault thingy. Passageway, come on, code check, come on. That's our first security door, but it's currently locked. Code check, yes. I can open the vault door. Room. Lockbox. I'll get the archives. Let's get a couple of dead ends so I can get more money. The clock tower. Oh, laboratory. Never mind. Okay. March the 10th. We had the thing about escaping. It was September 8th. September 8th. Oh, that's a part of the Eurasian sigil. Let me just write it down. Okay. There we go. So that'll give us a clue when we get there. Where is... I think it's over there. Yeah. August 22nd, January 27th, November 11th, November 17th, February 22nd. September 2nd. 87, so 10 years ago. No, 5 years ago? A number of years ago. Anyway, I think that's that. Let's get a deposit lockbox key. And see what we get. Here's a free gem. Here's the vault. Saturday, December 26th. I'm out of keys. 149. Passport Fenaries. Yeah, we already wrote this down. International passport, diplomatic pass, compromise. Daniels Gray. Any dates? Date of birth. 5/1/56. I guess I can mark that down. Vault. Zero 0506 01. Wait, no, that would be 0105. Gray Daniels. Is this one 149? Ooh, acquisition token. Another passport. Samantha Hayes. Some kind of clue. Date of birth, 1st of December. Are they all gonna be passports? 12:01. We have a date at no. So the dog is here. Hey, doggy. Triangle thingy. Weird. Are these all gonna be passports? I wonder. Parisian. Maybe we'll see. Anyway, we have a lot of money now. And we can get even more money by going to the tomb. Maybe I can get a key over here. Open the lockbox for potentially even more money. Come on, one key. Hey, a key. Now I can open the lockbox in the vault. I mean the trunk. And I have the steps for it too. Let me just check the foundations. I have more stuff to eat. Or another key. Actually, I can advance now. With all these keys. I can go further in. I'll just go back to the tomb, get the money, and go to the bookstore. And if we get anything done after that, that'll be extra. Hey, monies. And another key. Here we are at the parlor. To the tomb. Here's the tomb. They have a bunch of Kimanis. We do have a lost and found plan now, so we should try and check that out. The dog is here again. Hey, doggy. Maybe we can buy the entire bookstore. That'd be good. Okay. Doggy, why? Not now. I'm focused. Okay. Doggy, why? Let me close the door. There we go, that should be a little less sound. Bookstore time. So I want this one, this one, this one, this one, yeah! Realm and Rune. Uh-oh. Can I get just the full thing? The Curse of the Black Bridge, a new clue, History of Orindia, uncensored. A new clue, Marion Marigold. Realm and Rune, Professor R. Williard. History of Orindia, first edition. Hopefully that should prove helpful. Let's see if we can get deeper in. Maybe try and get the lost and found. But we did get an acquisitions token, so that's good. Let's try and get another lockbox key so I can put it in the code check. If not, what should I put in the code check now? The shovel, the broken lever. The broken lever. It's quite useful. Here we go. Okay, time to make some more rooms. Furnace, lavatory. I can try the furnace. We had the freezer earlier. Maybe I can get a freezer again. Or maybe not. Actually, that's it. Unless we get lucky in the Great Hall. With my one key. Go! Oh, I got lucky. Laundry room, indoor nursery, something else. Nothing. Okay, let's end the run today. Call it a day. Yes. We did good. We got all the books in the library. That's a lot of progress for me. Spent a bunch of monies. And an acquisitions token. One more day. I think we should go for the nuclear bunker so I can draw a bunch of red rooms. Including the lost and found. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We now get 18 monies whenever we pick up our allowance. Hopefully we can get a library so I can read the first history of Orindia. Shelter. I can also get a free gem in here. And maybe I can combine with a lab to get all the doors unlocked. Hey, doggo. Oh. This Mav occurred in September, a full 7 months after she was reported missing. A day that coincides not with the February, but instead with a notable theft of the ruby crown. Hmm. Still need one permanent upgrade too. I wonder what that building is. That's power lines. Oh well, let's see what we get. Gymnasium? Sure. Take it out early. Ooh, utility closet. That can combine well. Boop. The vault is here. And I can open it to get a bunch of money. Easy. Okay, cool. Kitchen, storeroom. Be careful not to put ourselves into a complete dead end. That'd be quite a waste of a run. After we're so set up. Spare green room, drawing room. Drawing rooms I can redraw if I need to. Courtyard. That's my nice gym. Let's try again some dates on this here. Portrait. Safe. Thing. We have a couple more dates too in our books. Let's see, what new did I add? We have the vault certificate numbers. Nope. Nope. And 1201. Nope. Next, we have a bunch of numbers from the archives. In the West Wing, 0615. Nope. 0902. Nope. Okay, I guess I don't have the date yet. Hey, a metal detector. Commissary, you know what? I could use that. Never mind, I can't. Let's get some gems. The gems are in the white box. The statement is as true as the statement on the black box. It means nothing. The gems are not in the black box. Let's say that this is false. The gems are not in the black box. This box is also false. So this one is true. The gems are not in the black box, and they're not in the white box. So they'd be in the blue box. Now, if this is true, the gems are in the white box. This is true. This is false. The gems are in the black box. Okay, so it doesn't make sense. So it has to be this one. Wait, no. The gems are not in the black box, and they're not in the white box. So they're in the blue box. No, there goes my gems, which might have doomed the run if I get a bad room here. Oh, I can get to the foundations, I guess. It's not looking so hot. You know what? Let's get the red rooms. Those probably don't have gems costs. They do have lots of openings. Let's protect ourselves from this one with a shelter. Border room. Never mind, I can't. Archives. I don't even get to see my floor plans. Oh, lost and found. No, we're protected. Never mind. You've lost my metal detector. Ooh, upgrade disc. Secret garden key. Oh, those are the two rare items. I see. It's quite powerful. I have to move these around. Okay, that should do. Now we just need to move these a bit. Ugh, so close. Boom. Amazing. Kitchen, furnace. Furnace not now, we need a freezer nearby. And that was my secret garden key. At least I still have the upgrade disc. Dark room. I can just restore power to this place. But it doesn't matter much. I need some gems. And it's a dead end. Well, that's that. That's the run. We got to see Lost and Found, though. Let me see if there's any clues in here. Like if I look closely. Also, I don't have any... Yeah, there's no point in me keeping the upgrade disc. I don't have any place to put it. Oh, a sigil. Hmm. A new one. This is the color pink. What is pink? We don't know yet, right? Yeah, we have black, green, red, purple, yellow, orange. Hmm. Alright then. It has one of these symbols, which means that is spiritual. And the wavy lines, which means it means eat. Alright. Good to know. That was a clue. Okay, well, not the best day, but we did get a permanent upgrade. And more clues. But it all works out. Scarlet Cottage. Okay, this time I should try the same idea, but this time we get the red rooms after we have a laboratory drawn. Or a freezer. A freezer, I mean. A freezer. Mm-hmm. 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 I haven't seen the mail room in quite a while. Which is sad because I wanted to read all the mail we got. Order for gems. The blue box has at least one true statement. The white box has at least one true statement. The gems are in the blue box. The gems are in the box with two statements that is true. So let's say that this is true. The blue box has at least one true statement. The white box has at least one true statement. The gems are in the blue box. That'd be true, true, and whatever. Let's say this is false. The blue box has at least one false statement. The white box has at least one false statement, so that's false. And that's false. Gems are not in the box with two statements, so they're not here. And they're not here, so they'd be here. Damn it. I'm not doing good with these two statements. Puzzles. That's bad. I would like these gems to be in my inventory. The commissary. The commissary is getting more powerful by the allowance token we get. Magnifying glass, sledgehammers, running shoes. Good. Kitchen, chapel, guest bedroom. They're all dead ends basically except the chapel. Passageway, gymnasium. That's a good gymnasium spot. Dead. Good. I like the new noises this place makes. Oh, you know what? Foyer? I could go for a hallway build. Whatever that'll do. Sure. Observatory, dormitory, pantry. Observatory. This is also getting more powerful every time we visit it. Boom! Amazing. Okay, now we can go for the... You know what? Let's not go for the corridors build just yet. Just yet. We need some kind of defining feature. The foyer is a pretty good one, but might get something else. The Great Hall, which will be all unlocked, so I can unlock the antechamber. Boop. That's open. Thunder, the cloister, the archives. I might get some green rooms, we'll see. Vader's room, hallway, pantry. The pool, I can get the sauna, which might help with the freezer thing we're looking for. Kitchen, archives, pump room. Can I get a border room? Also, where do I want to pump things? Oh, we should refill the reservoir a bit. Just put in like two... You know what? Can I connect somehow to the foundations from here? No, so I wanted to quickly go and check once we fill the reservoir. Oh. Absorb a bit. To do that, we'll have to put some inside the fountain. Then put it back inside the reservoir. Like that. And then we go for the kitchen, which is number 4. Number 4 goes to tank number 2. Redrain it. We'll transfer to tank number 2. There we go. Kitchen empties. Which means that... If I could somehow get the kitchen to absorb number 1, then we'd have 1 bar left. But I don't know how to do that. Well, with a fountain. But, fountain. Build that. Aha! Now I can have the kitchen absorb it. I can have 2 bars inside the reservoir. I don't know how many bars we need, so we'll have to do this process a couple times. Wait, no, that was the wrong one. That's fine. We can just empty it. I needed to get the kitchen to absorb it. Refill. Actually, you know what? We'll check the water level right now. If I go back to the foundations, we can check that. Let me just quickly get to the cloister first. There we are. I guess a corridor can connect, whatever. I don't really care. This is locked. Lab! Can I get a good effect? I'm not going to be connecting it to the pump room today, it seems, but can I get a busted lab effect? Let's see. Each time you find some trash while drafting, if you play in a drawing room, or immediately set your steps to 40, lose 10 steps and gain 20 gold, set your dice to 2. Nah, trash, set your dice. Lots of rerolls. That could be good. Maybe. I don't know. Well, now we just need a shovel. Okay. So let's go to the foundation and check what the reservoir looks like. This way. Then this way. Yeah. Any clues here, by the way? I only have these guys' names. I know that there's something to do with the lords and the fall of the lord and march of the counts and stuff, but I don't know. Don't know how to interact with it or anything. Let's go. We're trying to get to the pipe looking thing in the reservoir hole. This way. What does it look like? Oh, it's there, I think. That's what we want. We want to get in there. Maybe one more level. Where's the boat, by the way? Where's this side's boat? What the weird. Okay, let's give it one more level. That might do the trick. Maybe. If that's not it, then I don't know what is. Also, let me go and unlock the antechamber. Might as well, since we're here. Oh, do we have any dates here? Not really. Wait. Let me examine this. There are dates, but I'm not sure if they're gonna be for the safes or not. Boop. Okay, we can visit room 46 today. Get a sanctum key, maybe open another sanctum door. Hey, these stay open permanently. Okay, good. Okay, let's make this our run. Our run's goal, to get there. Somehow. If we're lucky enough. Also, I need to get one more water level inside the reservoir. Thankfully, we have running shoes, so we're saving on steps with these long travel things. Boop. Okay, one more level inside the reservoir. Let's see what that does. Here we are. Okay, let me just open up this room. Meh, morning room, why not? More gems tomorrow. Hey, dices. Ooh, the sauna. More steps tomorrow. So this is supposed to unfreeze your freezer thing. And I think if I get the sauna and the furnace, I can get a special clue inside the freezer. Meh. We'll see. Right now we only have the cloister left that has an exit, so it's potentially a dead end right now. Here we are. Okay, one more level inside the reservoir. So, empty the fountain in here. Then absorb with the kitchen. That'll leave one bar the reservoir. There we go. And then this one. Also, hey doggy, the dog is here now. Okay. Once we go to the inner sanctum, we'll be able to check our results. Oh, dang it. Are we at the dead end? Oh, no. This might be a dead end, actually. Oh, well. Let's keep going with the reservoir, then. If the pipe thing doesn't work, we can try and get the boat up and running. So we can travel to the two sides for whatever reason. If we wanted to. Boop. Okay, once more. How much did that raise? Oh wait, that drained it? What do you mean that drained it? Oh, did I forget? I might have accidentally drained the reservoir. Oops. Instead of filling it. One more time. I think that'll be all the steps we can afford today, so that'll be the run. We can do one more run. You know what I want? I want to get to the library and read our original history of Arindia uncensored version. This way. Okay. Yeah, I drained it. There we go. I might be able to afford the steps to go back and check. Let's try. Let's go check, come on. Go, go, go. That's on my running shoes proc often enough. 8 steps. 7 steps. Oh no, never mind. I think we can make it. Boop. Just so we can check the results. So that if at another run we get another pump room, we can adjust the levels again. Let's see. What does this look like now? Yeah, it's in there. I just can't reach, somehow, the pipe. Maybe this is just not a thing we're supposed to go and check. Oh well. One more day. One more. This time let's try and get to the library. Or the pump room. I mean the boiler room and the laboratory combo. Or the freezer. Many possibilities. The fountain is partially drained, but not totally. Okay, so we have our buffs. More gems, more steps. That's a decent den. Ooh, secret passage. That's powerful. And I'll get a storeroom. Okay, we're gonna leave the secret passage for later. When we want a specific room. Locksmith, breakfast nook. Chapel, parlor, spare green room. This one connects to the foundation, so that's good. Observatory, corridor, west wing hall. Parlor into the foundations. I can get more gems. Whoa, 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 whoa. Let's see. The gems are in the blue box. Only one statement is true. The gems are in the only true box. Okay, one at a time. If this is false, the gems are not in the blue box. And this is true. Only one statement is true. That'll be this one. This will be false. The gems are in the false box. Never mind. That doesn't make any sense. If this is true, the gems are in the true box, in the blue box. Then that's easy. If this is true, the gems are the only true box. It'll be this one. Only one statement is true. This has to be false. So there's only one statement is false. This one. So the other two are true. Open the blue box. No. I keep messing it up. Dang it. I was on such a roll too. It's been like 2 or 3 days now that we have messed up the parlor game. Because I don't take my time to think it through, I think. Okay, let's buy some items. No, I blocked the secret passage. No, what have I done? Dang it. Oh well. Whatever. Security, sure. Can I get a lab? Or a pump border room? Rumpus room! It's been a while since we've been here. Let's see the prophecy today. Where my money is at. Oh. Very just finding items. Cool. Where's the $8 I was promised? Oh, there it is. Oh boy. What do we get today?
And as it was foretold, I am awakened for one last time
Oh, last time.
by the sound of a dropping coin. You find yourself face to face with the great Alzara. And I suspect you wish me to impart to you one final vision.
Am I gonna talk? But that's the art piece. That looks like it anyway.
In the dim, I see cavern walls of stone. A hollow lit by a sea of 1,000 burning stars.
The gem cavern place.
I see a treasure buried.
Yeah, I figured that one out already.
A black mirror hidden
Oh.
among the memories of the falling sands. And within the black mirror, I see a figure. A figure standing in sullen snow.
Ugh. Spooky. Hmm.
All of what I have told you, my young Baron, I wish you to now know. Until we meet again some distant day, I will have nothing more to say.
Oh well. Maybe we should go and check out again the gem cavern place. Oh. Also, thank you for the follow. Hello. That was the last clue, huh? They weren't very... I don't think I've ever gotten to follow up on one of their clues, but... better to have them than not, I guess. Hmm. So far the run's not going so well. We need to get something good. Like... a freezer. So I can potentially try the freezer boiler room combo. I'm out of keys, that's bad. Observatory, give me a key. Keys! Or library. So I can read the new books. Diamond. Special flowers. I need keys! Keys! Can I get a key vendor? Can I get some keys in the attic? Let's see. Hey, secret garden. Boop. What's good? Eh. So far, you know, we've gotten some clues. We got some new sigils, got some new items, some permanent upgrades. There's been oh wait, this is the treasure room? I don't have a shovel. Also no keys. Dang it. Keys. Billiards room, give me a key. Hallway has a key. Yay. Am I gonna be able to spend it right away? Drafting studio. We're out of floor plans anyway, so that doesn't mean anything. Give me the passageway. Showing the drafting studio super mega rare. Do I stream daily? Indeed. At least I try to. Drawing room so I can redraft plans. Sure. Can I get a freezer? No. Get a conference room. So spreadables are all going to be going to the conference room. That's decent. Furnace, but I don't have a freezer. That's not so great. Need to get a freezer first. Library. Give me the library. I want to read that new book we got. Okay, the uncensored version of the history of Orindia. Ajera to Eraja. This book was graciously gifted by Simon P. Jones. Oh, we're the original owner. Okay, let me go and get my pencil so we can note down any potential clues. Orindia was once the name used to designate the realms of the Eastern Waters. The term is no longer employed in the halls of politics, nor commonly known to the average citizen. Its memory flickers in the hearts of those who hail from the lands that it once encompassed. And many of the elder generations in hushed circles still refer to themselves as Orindians. Yet we must not let the flame of our history dwindle into the obscurity of whispered conversation, nor permit our leaders to enjoin us to abandon the name of our land. We must keep alive the embers of our past and preserve them for the generations yet to come. Number 1. Ajera. Most historians mark the beginning of the first era, often known as Ajera, by the ascension of the first king of Orindia, whose name, Oris, would be graced the burgeoning township in which he was crowned. Oris was known before his coronation as a prominent merchant lord. Made them regrettably, story is not always forthcoming, and the surviving records of those bygone, nevertheless, we can deduce leaders of one name expansion. Just first century, the black banners of India could be seen fluttering in every hamlet and hostelry. It was the fourth king of Orindia who split the vast domain into three. To the eldest he granted the fields and mountains of his great-grandfather, the middle province and heartspring of the kingdom. The eldest succeeded the ring Orinda's Ares, the ancient paragon of royalty Orinda. The youngest he bestowed upon him the realm of Arch Ares. And to the middle child, Eraja, tradition, magic, and poetry of the old tongue. Oh, this time we get to see all the sigils. As the second era drew to a close, the three sovereign realms had achieved a period of remarkable progress and prosperity. Each of the distinct regions ruled by the respective sibling monarchs that blossomed and cultivating blah 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 blah. Despite those differences, sibling monarchs managed to maintain friendly relations. Construction of a vast network of railways. This development facilitated travel and commerce between the three realms. As the kingdom of Orindis Ares entered the fourth era, a different kind of ruler took power. King Desid III was a king who listened to the voice of all of his subjects, from the most influential advisors to the humblest of citizens. He was a king who was often seen among the people, eating, drinking, conversing, a sight that shocked not only the gentry and the court, but the masses as well, who could scarce believe that they, the peasantry, could ever sup to the crown. Desid was renowned as the king of the people, and it was therefore expressed to no one who decided the decision to move the capital. Leaving a castle and court behind, the people were overjoyed, yet not all were swayed so easily. Dissenting voices planted the seeds of discontent which took root in the lawns and guarded nobles of Fen, or as I've been instructed to say, the grand city of Fen. The passing of King Desid III, the fourth era, came to an abrupt end. Thankfully, the king died naturally in his old age, and surrounded by peace people in Oris, far from the growing unrest among the western city of Fen. And the very next day, the self-proclaimed prince of Fen declared himself the true monarch. This declaration was posted by a surprising number of supporters. As the prospect of civil war seemed inevitable, the realm's regiments were racely recalled from the frontiers to stamp out however, instead of mercenary orders, as savage and merciless camping against their own people. The pacifications did not go unnoticed by neighbors. A sympathy for the Suji generals, barbaric actions. Together they leveraged their political influence and favors to pursue their realms. Even with the tide turning in their favor, the war, prince, blah blah blah. Today the realms inhabited by the three Fenaries, Archeries, and Eraja, once again sent as allies. Despite everything else, a land rich in history, a land of myth and wonder. This land, after all that has happened, is still Orindia. You know what? I haven't learned anything new. Oh well. All the censored bits weren't that censored, actually. They didn't have any critical context to understand what was happening. Let's go back to security. I want that gang freezer. They can specifically draw for red rooms to get a furnace, if we manage that. Inventory, key in some coins somewhere, somehow, don't know where. Hey doggo, the dog is here. Border room, good. I can now aim for the lab. Let me favor blue rooms. Let's transmit power that way. And hopefully we can power the lab and finally do that puzzle. Come on. Okay, let's go. The dark room transmits power, but we won't be able to see what happens. Aquarium. No, I need a gem. No, it doesn't transmit power. No. Dang it. Oh, the mail room. I can at least read the mail. Oh well. We didn't get the border room. But that's fine. Let's see all this mail we got. I should check what this post says. Hey Simon, it's Randolph again. In my last day I mentioned the terminal network, but they completely slipped my mind to give you the password. Even with all off-site connections disabled, you should still be able to use local network to access different house-related functions. It's Swan Song. Happy hunting. Well, thank you, but I already figured that one out. So I'm not sure if you paid too much attention to the machine in the booth in the lab, but I figured that I should save you some frustration if you've been fooling with it. This contraption is a central control for the power lines that run externally from the house. In the past, we've served as an emergency power source for the local community, as we have the modest hydroelectric capabilities with a steam turbine. If you want to use it, you'll need to first turn on the turbine in the boiler room. Utilize our steam ducts to connect the turbine to the lab. This isn't required, of course. I can't think of any reason in which you'd have to use the board to reach for room 46, but feel free to play around with it. In case it's useful for you, here's a rough diagram of the steam duct system. Due to the ever-changing nature of the room on the estate, we ended up building the duct system to be quite flexible. And if you look around, seeing many rooms, you'll find many of them have been fitted with steam ducts. Pump room, laundry room, garage, lab. Your garage? As long as you align those rooms together in an anticipated signal power can be transferred from room to room. Let me note that down. Power. Laundry. Pump room, that we know. The lab, that we knew. Garage. Not sure about that one. Okay, so we're getting some clues. Simon, let me know if I'm irritating to you too much. I've never been too good at gauging where the line of impropriety is. For all I know, maybe the help I'm offering you in these letters is unwanted. You'll be perfectly fine without my help. It's been a bit of a moral quandary for me as I've written these, and I'm pretty certain your uncle didn't want us to assist you on your request. Still, if it was that important, I have to believe that you have the foresight to specifically instruct us not to interfere. Nothing ever deterred him from that level of supervision in the past, and after working alongside him for over a decade, I like to at least imagine that we were friends. That knew him well. In conclusion, I think that he would have found the level of help I have offered within acceptable ranges. I haven't spoken too much about him since his departure, and I know you didn't really know him that well, but as soon as you're ready, I'm going to have plenty of stories to tell. He was a fearless businessman with a great respect for invention. Of all the laboratories I've worked in, I can tell that Mount Holly was a gem. So giving some thoughts and said I'm going to continue helping you. I also just had a small chat with the probate lawyer, and he assures me that nothing in the Baron's instructions that would preclude me from offering you my modest assistance. About a week before St. Clarence died, something rather curious happened. A few lab assistants were called by Miss Babbage, the house manager, to remove several floor plans from St. Clair's drafting studio. Typically, all the unused floor plans are kept here, and I have never heard of them being moved to another location, nor would I presume to guess the reason for such actions. Assuming it was not moved again after I hid it, you should be able to find it in the observatory, hidden within the lens compartment of the telescope therein. Huh. We do have the observatory. Let's go check it out. What's... oh. Now this one I would have never been able to figure out without the mail. Let's try and look for power ducts. Oh, the security room has power ducts. Does the rumpus room? No. The morning room? No. The chapel? No. The observatory? No. It in the compartment inside the lens. So I need to make it go a bit lower. Okay, can I make it go lower? I know there was a lever for that. To lower the thingy-majig. The thingy-mabob. But where is it? Doggy, no, shut up, please. No, doggy, no. Don't bark. How did I manage to lower this thing? Maybe from here? Move it all the way? No. I totally forgot how I did this. It was on the first day, too. I know it's possible because we did it. Oh, there it is. Be a bit lower. Ah. The planetarium. If you call it a day in the planetarium, you gain 2 stars. Yoink. Let's realign this. Wonder what kind of clues we can find in the planetarium. Okay, now we need to go to the lab again. First, get it power so we can transmit power outside. And also, get more letters by using a lab effect. To the conference room, I think. The equipment in the conference room. Those are the 2 rooms I haven't finished yet on my floor plans. Well, we can still hope for the freezer and furnace combo. Drafting studio, kennel, dining room. Dining room. More steps isn't bad. We do have the secret garden key for some reason. Music room, freezer! Okay. I get a freezer. I already have blue rooms, don't I? Yeah. Need to heat this up a bit. A lot. To get that note here. Whatever that is. And there's a room here. And how can I heat this up? Sauna furnace. So let's try and slot them in somewhere. Unfortunately, I don't have red rooms focused right now. So it'll all be up to luck. Oh, there's a key somewhere. Huh? Ah, monies. Come on, furnace. Come on, furnace. No furnace. Ah, utility closet is maybe decent. Classroom, workshop, planetarium. Ooh. Clues. Star schedule. Survey of constellations observed by the Mount Holly Observatory. First appearance of both Dimas and Major in the same sky. 7 different constellations observed in a single night. New constellations spotted at 50. We're at 34 right now. So we need to get to 50 stars. That's it? Okay, well. I mean, sure. We can try. Get to 50. We have 36, so we need 14 more. Temporal Villa. 4 tomorrow rooms. Cool. So once again, we still basically have the same goals. Pump border room to lab. Freezer furnace. Library again so I can get a new book. Hopefully one of these books is going to have some good clues. Hey, gems. Also, I should check the gems cavern for a black mirror or a black gem. Something like that. Later. You know what I didn't do yesterday? I didn't get an outside room. Parlor. Can I get some gems? A box next to this box displays a false statement. Uh-huh. A box next to this box contains the gems. I mean, that's the most likely one, I guess. That's all I got. Yay. More gems. Observatory for more stars. Storeroom. Storeroom for more items. Let's check our outside room. I'd like to get to the shelter so I can protect myself from the red room, the freezer, furnace combo that we're aiming for. And while we're outside, we can check out the gems cavern for a black gem or a black mirror. Shrine? Not that the shrine's blessings are really that good. Ooh, magnifying glass. To the gems cavern. Yeah, see, the power line definitely connects to here, so I can unlock this place with some power. It's almost the new year. Okay, so here. No black gems. Wop. Hmm. Let's check out the observatory. Special flowers, dead ends, and chests. Do we have a sledgehammer? Let's try and get a commissary. There it is. Sledgehammer, metal detector, salt shaker, and gems. Let's smash these. There we go. Secret passage. Could be good. Into... secret passage into the halls. Give me a passageway. So now we have lots of potential. Damn it, key cards. Servants' quarters. I think I want to check that out. I thought there was a clue here. Oh. There are 12 major keys. No, that means nothing. Mr. Ruta, Miss Babbage has told me that you will be overseeing network maintenance over the next few weeks while I will be gone and apologize in advance for the extra load. I believe I'll be back in Regington by the middle of February. Don't anticipate there will be any major issues while I'm gone. If there's an emergency and you find yourself having to enter the central server site, I have set you up with a temporary admin key to allow you access to the network administrator controls. The first 4 letters of your last name, followed by your initials. By first initial. The first and fifth character should be capitalized. Alright. Admin key. It's Rutoa, Ryota, RV or something like that. Hartley. And it's the first 4 letters plus the first initial, so H. So R U O T with the first and fifth character capitalized. So R capital U O T capital H. Access the network administrator controls. Okay, well, no clues about when the drawing of the drawing room was abandoned, but it was a clue nonetheless. There's a furnace, don't care. I need a freezer first. Walk-in closet, hallway. Yeah, we are getting more dead ends today. Key. The conference room is decent. Dining room. Okay, we're no longer full of dead ends. There's more stuff. Locked door. Clock tower. Kitchen, lavatory. I get the lavatory. There has to be some kind of secret in here. Somehow. Some way. For some purpose. Aquariums to the utility closet. Aquarium. Gift shop, wine cellar, walk-in closet. We're gonna start getting rid of some of these dead ends. Ooh, a key card. Amazing. Did you get a security room? Greenhouse, furnace, west wing hall. Gymnasium, code check. That's a good gymnasium spot. Study, dormitory, breakfast nook. Didn't this have the description of one of the nations out there? Oh no, drafting strategy. Korarika University. Wasn't there like a letter or something? Border room power source. Entering furnace or sauna after drafting the freezer will thaw frozen gems. If furnace is drafted within a few ranks of the freezer, then the temperature will start rising and everything will melt. Huh? Oh, my key. Mail room. Always good. Okay, we're getting rid of some of these dead ends in our draft pool. Can I get the freezer? It's a dead end too, you know. Solarium. Maybe the freezer is rare. I believe that the freezer is rare at this rate. Okay. The passageway is the last... Oof, the last possible point. We have some rerolls, so it's not the end all be all. Ooh, library. Give me that. Let's get a new book. So, The Curse of the Black Bridge. Reroll. Master bedroom, huh? Sure. Beep. Beep. I guess there wasn't a safe here, was there? Hmm. Oh well, that's the run. That's all we could do. So there's no safe here. I thought there was one for some reason. Oh well. At least now we have an admin key. But can I get a freezer? Or a lab with a pump boiler room? Bum bum. Bum bum. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. CP mask coupons, gems. Items are items. I should go for the trade post. Spare green room. The hallway is good here. Ooh, security. Sure. Okay, let's try and get a trade post. We still need to find some way to do some fire. But I need 2 items to make fire, so I can light up the candles and stuff. Trading post. Can exchange a sleeping mask for a salt shaker and a coupon for a coin purse. That's alright, I guess. Also, my phone is ringing for some reason. Dang you, phone. Let's explore. Try to get some of them rooms. I go for commissary. Parlor, den, storeroom. We want to eliminate these dead ends early on, in good locations. Oh, a shovel. That's a decent walk-in closet location. But the breakfast nook is even better. Observatory, dining room. Observatory. It's a powerful room now, and it gets more powerful by the day. Bunch of diamonds, a key, more diamonds, and 50% off. Amazing. Excuse me, not diamonds, gems. Let's try this admin key we got. First inventory. One fruit somewhere. So if I go for the admin key, which is RUH. Aw, doesn't work. The first 4 letters of your last name and the first letter of your first name. Well, now I can go for Swan Song. How do I do put in the admin key? Staff service, terminal access, electronic mail, data transfers, glossary of terms. Admin? No. That admin key seems like an important thing, but I don't know where to put it. Maybe that's the wrong name too. Possibly. I can't make it to the foundations. Hey, morning room. The decent one. Can get a dead end here. Hey, doggy, he's back again. Lab! Oh, and the furnace. Let's get the lab and see if we can get more mail. Okay, wish wish, doggy. Wish wish. Not now. Okay. Add 3 aquariums. Whenever you draft a red room, add 3 aquariums. And then aquariums are more red rooms. Because they count. But they also count for other rooms too. Other room colors. That could go crazy. That could go crazy. I could try and fill out the villa. I mean the estate. I mean whatever. We just need 1 red room. Ah, there it is. But we do lose steps. Parlor for more gems. We have enough gems. Aquarium. Yeah, that's making me lose a lot of steps. Aquarium. I'm just gonna run out of steps at this rate. Oh wait, no, I get 5 steps because I have the sleeping mask. It's self-sustaining! Oh my god. Aquarium town. Fill out the villa, the estate. Go, go, go. Veranda, more items in the aquariums. Oh, I might run out of gems though. I get a sledgehammer. Doesn't matter. I'm just gonna unlock it. Hey, more keys. I can buy something in the commissionery. Hey, sledgehammer. And more gems. And running shoes. That's a good deal on gems. Oh, that's right. It's 50% off today. Boom. Let's keep going. Aquarium. I'm gonna line the outside wall of the estate with all aquariums. And I have a shovel for these dig spots. Nothing. Dang it. Casino, aquarium, Mount Holly gift shop. More. More. Clock tower, aquarium. More aquariums. Yes. Yes. It's happening. Oh my god, it's self-sustaining. Aquarium. No, this room. I think we have an aquarium that leads here. In case we can't make a dead end. I don't think so anyway. Aquarium. Yeah, these ones are connected, but I have to be careful with this bit here. Do not make this a dead end. Hmm. Should try to go for the foundations. Hmm. Aquarium. Okay, we have to go all the way back, I think. Nah, we don't have the steps for that. That's fine. If I go here somehow, I can use aquariums to just link all these. Yeah, it'll be fine. Aquarium. Oop. Is that a different orientation? It read my mind. I can connect here. Aquarium. Okay, let me get a boost to purple rooms because these give you steps and I need steps right now. Aquarium. Pretty please. And then the bunk room, I guess. Break the monotony. Give me more steps. Yes. Good. Okay. Now... we have to be careful. This won't be a dead end, but it could be hard to reach. We'll see. Or a trophy room. Nah, aquarium. Yoink. Drawing room, aquarium, boudoir. I mean, aquarium. I don't even know why I'm looking at the choices anymore. Dormitory. Each time you enter the dormitory after drafting a drawing room, guess bedroom. It's not an aquarium, but it'll do. Yeah, we got more steps. Let's keep going. Boop. Hey, a deposit box. Oh man. Now I need to try and get a vault or something. But aquariums. That's all I can get now. We have a gajillion aquariums in our draft pool. Oh well, if I see a vault, I should try and take it. No aquarium! What is this heresy? Harder. Uh-oh. Looks like we're gonna have some background noises soon. Quick, finish the run! Aquarium! Quickly! Uh-oh. This one here doesn't look good. Made bait chamber. They give us less items, but that's fine. Aquarium. Aquarium. Come on. Just 4 more rooms. Drawing room. It's not an aquarium, but we'll take it. Can I get a vault? Come on. Score! Oh, an upgrade disc. We do have a security. And another passport. Are these all passports? I'm starting to see a pattern. Last room. Oh, did we order a new book? Okay, well, we're gonna have to ignore the background noises while I read this out loud. The Curse of Black Bridge by Redford Elwing. The Legend of Black Bridge is one that's well known for the people of the Grand Realm, for versions of this tale has been passed down from generation to generation. With each new telling, the story has changed, becoming over years more colorful, more verbose, and as one might expect, increasingly horrifying. However, with so many renditions and unique personal touches, the task of confining and binding this tale to text seems an ambitious and impossible challenge. With the course of my research, I've read a dozen of variations of the legend, and while the details would often change, I was surprised how much of the story's heart remained the same. Yet the more I listened, the clearer it... Doggy! Me. Yeah, the more I listen, he's nervous because somebody's outside and he's not outside. The classic. Yet the more I listened, the clearer it became that one could never be a definitive version of this tale capable of capturing all the wonders and myth of Black Bridge. In the end, I would show the road down what felt the most authentic. Part 1. The Berry Picker from Oris. Many years ago, before peace had become a familiar word, there lived a group of rogues so wayward that the locals deemed it appropriate to call their numbers the Unholy Hounds. They were feral outlaws composed of society's worst in a time where society was at its worst. and for each crime that fearful travelers credited to the group, a dozen more lay unclaimed, each worse than the last. For the gentry, however, who often value their coffers more than their companions, no crime could measure more wicked than the group's primary enterprise, high-road robbery. One such member of the so-called band of rogues was a boy of 13 years, Jesper, who had not been lucky in life, having lost 2 brothers to war and parents to famine. In the years of hungers that followed, Jespers lived in the gutter behind the churchyard, relying on the nourishment of scurrying bugs and weeds harvested from the cracks of the alleyway to sustain his pitiful existence. Not surprising that the child aiming to escape such hardships would take an easy road out, an easy and well-traveled road, paved with temptations leading out of the city, to the gentry land where loose purse strings entwined with the strands of salvation and glisten equally with the hope of opportunity. It was at this road that eventually led Jesper to the end of his youth, a hidden cave at the bottom of Black Bridge Canyon. It was where he met his surrogate family and saviors, the notorious gang of godless outlaws known as the Unholy Hounds. Despite the hardened circumstances that led them to the vocation of banditry, Jesper was surprisingly tender-hearted and was often teased by the group for being too kind for such an ignoble life. For this reason, Jesper was assigned the innocent role of berry picker. It was not just innocent that set berry picking apart from the gang's more wicked undertaking, it was the only duty performed without the safety of night's concealment. Jesper, no stranger to solitude, did not protest that he alone worked while the others slept soundly, tucked away in the cave at the bottom of Black Bridge Canyon. On such an occasion, Jesper decided to get an early start and left the cave, berry basket in hand, and set out to the woods before the morning sun had even brushed against the tallest treetops. It was colder in the mornings, but the headway dawn afforded meant Jespers could reach the furthermost berry patches without worrying about being chastised for tearing upon his return. It took over 3 hours of foot to reach his destination, and along the way, Jesper had passed by many familiar... Doggy! He's back. He's back for the berry pickings. Jesper had passed by many a familiar bush, all properly pillaged and so bereft of berries that one would have to take several months of earnest examination before finding a single one. Jesper was patient, but even patience has limits. He was confident that even accounting for time lost to this long stretch of travel, his efforts would be well worth the pains. Surveying the patches in this new grove surprised even Jesper. The red dots suspended among the leaves seemed as numerous as stars in the skies. Upon seeing such a bounteous sight, he clutched his berry basket tightly and nearly toppled over out of joy. Once he had regained his senses, Jesper quickly made a decision. He would not reveal the location of this newfound treasure. Instead, he would earn the respect of his confederates. Upon seeing his yield might attribute his success to hard work. Smiling at his plan, Jesper set off to fill his basket and was making steady strides in this task when the sound of thundering hooves interrupted them. A carriage is approaching. The thought of it made Jesper freeze. Had he been so enchanted by his discovery that he had neglected to observe his surroundings? How could the roadway be so close? He ducked down and crept towards the impending sound, hiding behind one of the larger bushes nearby. It was only a moment more before the sound source revealed itself. Within 50 paces of where Jesper hid, an elegant carriage with gold trim came soaring around a corner of trees, led by 2 beautiful white horses and conveyed by a stern-looking driver seated at the top of the vehicle, flaunting the most sophisticated regalia Jesper had ever seen. It was not just any carriage, it was a royal carriage. Even without having ever witnessed such a sight before, Jesper was certain. The sight had so transfixed Jesper that he stood awestruck, unable to tear away as the carriage approached. The little concealment the bush provided was soon proving unequal to the driver's lofty perch. Hello! Welcome, DJ Hands, welcome back! We're currently reading a fairy tale, which I'm hoping is going to have some clues about something or other. The little concealment the bush provided was soon proved unequal to the driver's lofty perch, and upon spotting the boy, he pulled the reins with such an effect that the noble steed slid to a sudden halt. "You, boy, get out from behind that bush," he shouted with a rigidity that betrayed a modest amount of fear. "You startled me half to death, coming round the bend of my own drive and me seeing such an unfamiliar face in a place where there ought not be any face." Jesper quickly contemplating running. The man was much older, and his dress was suitable for courtly behavior, not dashing through the bramble and mud. "I was picking berries." Jesper raised the half-filled basket up to allow the driver to see the proof of his words. The demeanor of the man suddenly changed. It was a change that Jesper was familiar with. He had many times seen the same stern expression on the most fiendish bandits melt away when he presented with a berry basket. The mystery game. Any suspicion that the driver might have had instantly evaporated, for even the notion of a member of the Unholy Hounds picking berries seemed farcical. He softened the expression and even made allowances for a smile. "Berries, eh? Say, you couldn't have picked a better spot for them, could you? I used to pick berries here as a boy." Jesper took his cue to finally step forward out from behind the bush, proudly brandishing his basket. "I know, and what luck I found them. I've only just begun picking, and look how many I have. It would have taken me 4-fold the time back home to procure this number." The driver bent down for a closer look. "And where is your home, boy? It must be quite far." Jesper replied with a scripted response. "A little south of Tanner Fork, just past the burned woods." So this is taking place in Arch Ares, I think. My god, that is far. You couldn't have come all that way only this morning. It was true. Tannerfork was in the exact opposite direction that Jesper had traveled, and while that response would seem perfectly reasonable in a location closer to Black Bridge Canyon, he could see why it might seem less believable here. I traveled much farther for much less profit. I dare say there is no distance yet made by the man that would not be worth undertaking for a price such as these. Sure, you have tasted it for yourself, blah blah blah. In my youth often, but perhaps I took it for granted because I never had to travel very far. Even then, my father would have always drive us here in our carriage, so I'm ashamed I never had to walk such a stretch to earn our equal reward. Trevor chuckled and removed one. Blah blah blah. Jesper caught the man's startled eyes. For that taste, I will have to. Your purse, sir, in memory of my youth. At the moment his fingers touched the first barrier, the dagger in turn met his throat. Ah, he's robbing him. Not quite sure you don't like the internet. Well, hopefully it goes better on the YouTubes. The driver's arms had gone stiff, his chin raised and trembling, more frightened than he had ever been before. Whether unable or incapable of speaking, he did not respond to the boy. Perhaps he did not think this jock could afford to be engaged in this particular time. Jesper let the basket drop, freeing his other hand to probe the man's pockets. Do not mistake me, sir. I will not kill you if you give me no cause. Though I will admit that the thought of taking your carriage and leaving you the indignity of walking appeals to me. Unable to find a purse in this man's coat, Jesper proceeded to search the seat under him. Why have you no purse upon your person? The driver slowly raised his hand cautiously, pointing towards the carriage door behind him. Jesper lowered the knife's edge a small degree to allow the man to speak, which he indeed turned softly. There's a lockbox in the carriage. Well, come down then and grant me the courtesy of sparing your life and binding your hands, a concession I assure you of my tender heart, for it would be much easier than to slit your throat. The man startled to comply, slowly lowering himself from the driver's seat. Once down, Jesper guided him away from the carriage to a nearby tree where he instructed him to get on his knees. Excusing his inexperience, the man indulged Jesper while he figured out how to adequately blind him. The smile and kindness Jesper had seen on this man's face now nothing more than a distant memory, in their place cold, dark eyes displaying no emotions. I wonder, should I grant you the same clemency you are showing me? Jesper stopped, surprising by the question, but ignored it, secured with the final bindings, and then hastily returned to the carriage. With one hand on the door's handle, he turned back to the man. If there is no lockbox, there will be no clemency. Inside the carriage was surprisingly dusty and unswept, a stark contrast to the elegant and polished golden facade of the exterior. It had apparently been many years since a passenger had enjoyed a passage in this vehicle. This all but confirmed what Jesper had suspected. The driver of this carriage was not a delivered servant in the approach of some greater master. Any curiosity that this observation might have further produced was quickly abandoned upon seeing what rested under the carriage back seat, a large wooden lockbox. Despite its hefty appearance, the box was surprisingly easy to handle. Within a few minutes, Jesper had dislodged it from his hold and carried it into the sunlight. Inspecting the box carefully, two observations were made. Totemic symbols found carved on all four sides of the box that the box was very old and likely not created by Orindian hands. They reminded you of artifacts from the old world. It was presumably crafted in one of the ancient realms. Ooh. The box was secured by a rusted yet robust padlock. It would not open easily without a key. Jesper looked over to see the driver quietly observing from his indentured position. "Do you have a key you can provide me for this box?" Without emotion, the driver replied, "There is no key to the box." Easy enough then. He led over to a nearby rock of sizable dimensions and lifted the stone up, carrying it back to the box. There was ever a time when the lock had been resistant to brute force, and it wasn't recent. With one hit, the stone had completely shattered the rusted lock. He bent that back down and opened the lid. Inside was an effigy, a crude figure chiseled from stone. Without too much deliberation, Jesper bent down and picked it up, somewhat surprised how heavy it was, given how light the box had felt. Having expected to find something more akin to gold or gems, he looked questioningly to the man, hoping to find an explanation. The driver's smile once again returned. "You are cursed, boy, for deadly is the stone. You have opened which should have never been opened, and you are cursed." Jesper carried over the effigy over to the man and shoved it in front of his face. "What is this?" "That's one," feeling his disappointment rising to anger now. Jesper tightened his grip on the effigy. "One what, you mumbling Agentor? And in God's name, why have you no purse upon your person?" The man did not seem intimidated. "One pace." He paused for effect. 12 more, and you will be dead." He had only had a second to flinch before the effigy struck him in the head and put an end to his cryptic ramblings. If there was ever a time when the old man had been resistant to brute force, it wasn't recent. Doggy white. Jesper looked down at the sculpted thumb, now splattered red. Was it cursed? Was he cursed? He had of course heard stories of curses and never doubted their validity in the past, but now that he was standing face to face with the possibility of being cursed, his mind pleaded with him to be skeptical. And what if he was cursed? What difference would that knowledge make? Those more paces would not be enough to find another living soul, to say nothing of the chance of procuring a remedy. If he did not move from where he now stood, he could live maybe another 3 or 4 days, but more given the abundance of nearby berries. A plan that, if we ignore its obvious faults, might provide additional opportunities for help to come along the way. What good would that do, to be discovered here, beside a body, stolen goods in hand, bloated from berries and raving about a curse that could very well not be real? It would most certainly be better to face one's fate now, take a dozen paces and see how if life goes on. But Jasper found his legs unable to make the first step. His mind was unable to convince his limb to waste away 1/12 of his life in a single motion. Feeling the desperation sink in, he hopelessly looked around him for a solution, and if by some stroke of luck the gods had heard his plea, a miracle materialized before his eyes. 2 white horses and a carriage of golden trim were beside him. The answer to his immediate prayers. He laughed in his fortune and calculated the short number of paces back to the road. 4. Perhaps only 3 if he jumped. He made a quick survey to see if there was anything he wished to grab before taking the plunge. About removing the driver's fancy coat as that appeared to be some value, but the additional risk of undertaking such a task too great to chance. So after a profound breath, he took his second, third, and fourth steps, though they were quite large. Sitting now behind the horses, he reached for the reins and suddenly realized that it was still gripping the effigy. The curse was real, then it would certainly be better to left here. If on the other hand the story was fictitious, there might be some appraisal that could be made of the figure. It was after all found within a lockbox, whose typical functions as secure objects of value. Having witnessed firsthand the horrors of destitution, Jasper found in his mind equally reluctant to allow his land to let go. If it is cursed, I die. If not today, then tomorrow. And if I die, what care have I? And with that statement said that out to the horses, seemingly, Jasper took out the reins with confidence. Miller awoke to the sunlight's nudging from the familiar foot. Only one person would have the cheek to awaken her in such an ill manner. Shaking the sleep from her eyes, she glared up at him in the darkness. Taking a moment for his eyes to adjust, Miller remembered she was a third on watch, blah 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 blah. Not to wake the sleeping bandits around her. She grabbed the bow from the haphazardly formed pile of weapons, shaking the accompanying quiver, then walked towards the sun-drenched mouth of the cavern, ready to start her shift. However, in one of the trees found the canyon, Miller could see that Ravia was already posted. Blah 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 blah. Water poured out, splashing onto Ravia's face. It was a bit too daring and noisy of a joke, and if the others been around, they would have certainly been scolded for the unwarranted sound, but Miller appreciated the efforts Ravia took to verbalize the signs of the morning. They'd been a third on watch together for over a month, and during that speechless time, their friendship had grown into something special. Affection was unsurprisingly scarce among the unholy hounds. She had felt camaraderie before, of course, but intimacy never. From the against her, the girls, blah 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 blah, the bridge. They could see the bridge, Orvis and Reddington, the city faring travelers, the bridge. At night, most of her band Miller preferred the night. Pointed up, blah blah blah, trying to say, but shook her hands. 2 bent fingers, and a few moments later, 2 men emerged from the bridge's southern end. They were just in familiar uniforms, long grey coats with black fencing, white waistcoats, and black tricorn hats. They belonged to the local patrol of the Black Guard. Ooh, this is an ancient tale. Back in the time of what's the name of the realm? I haven't written it down. Don't know. Oh well. Although not an everyday occurrence, their presence at Black Bridge was an unusual sight. Typically indicated that important travelers impending passage across the bridge. Information to the girls would probably relate to their leaders. But this report, while exciting, was already acted upon. In Miller's 5 years, she had never once seen a carriage taken in open daylight when the Black Guard was nearby. They did not sound like the typical carriage. Both girls quickly redirected attention to what now were seeing the foliage below the bridge. Draw her bow. The scout was already sitting on the bank. There was no reason for numerous horses to be approaching their cave. The base had been compromised. This was a Blackguard attack. The entire horde came out of the cave, trying to fight. The Gaines chieftain, Joffrey Heartslasher, led the others, cautiously approaching the crash carriage, like a suspicious fox would near a baited trap. There were no words exchanged after the group gripped towards in customary silence. A dozen of the sword paces in the front of the carriage lay the far-flung driver, a narrow protruding from his broken body, and beside him a blood-stained effigy carved from stone. Millie was inconsolable. Jesper had always been her favorite. He had always shadowed her in night, clinging to the hems of her every move the way a child tails behind an older sibling. Tender-hearted, she had always called him, though deep down she had known that this wasn't quite true. His appearance of gentleness concealed a raw, resilient durability. They buried him in the darkness, blah blah blah. The mysterious effigy they had found beside him served as a distinguished gravestone. What was it that sounded so strange? Miller closed her eyes tight, the whispers, loud speech. Shouldn't it be day? To embrace, not see or understand, place two bent figures against the cheek. Oh, they forgot to relay that the Black Guards were nearby. And an hour or so later, the screams began, blood-curdling cries of hopeless desperation. Captain Fordrick Lee of the Black Guard looked down from the ridge of the canyon to the collapsed cinders of the cave. Now they speak. Right. I don't know if we have any clues, if that give us any clues, but... I mean, that was a book. Clues, not really, but... At least we made a full house. Was it worth it? My throat currently says no, because it hurts quite a lot. Okay, well, we're gonna stop here for today. We have discovered quite a few things. The admin password, a new allowance token, that's good. A bunch of mail from the mailroom, a new room, the planetarium, 50 stars make a new constellation. But still, I still want to get to the lab plus power box combo. I still need to figure out what the puzzle in the office was about the lords and whatnot. The March of the Lords, the Fall of the Queen. I think I should write down somewhere the name of the original country before it became called Fen Ares. And we need more Sanctum keys, and for that I need to get to the 46 rooms. Oh well. We'll see. Many things to come. Let me just call it a day and save and quit. What kind of palace is this? Estate. Full of aquariums. Garden shopping centers. Oh, I thought it was going to be something special for the aquariums. 24 green rooms, 23 shop rooms. Sure. What about the bedrooms? We also have a bunch of bedrooms. Oh well. That's going to be it for today. See you guys. Not tomorrow, because tomorrow's going to be a video on Wednesday. Okay, bye, okay, bye, okay, bye, okay, bye, okay, bye, okay, bye, okay, bye.